All right, man. We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. And yeah, Bart Scott, former NFL linebacker, said that he thinks that Patricia should trade Matthew Stafford and draft Tua Tagovailoa, however you pronounce his name. Let's talk a little bit about potentially moving Stafford and drafting Tua or bringing in another quarterback. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Um, I wouldn't do it. If I did bring in Tua, I would at least give him a developmental year. Um, that's just what it is. But before I get into that, Matthew Stafford has like a $26 million cap hit with 24 over 24 million in dead money. So I don't really think moving him would be the ideal situation, especially with a GM and head coach job that's on the chopping block. He was phenomenal with Derek Bovell last year. The only thing that was two things that was missing was still a run game, and that lies on, I don't know, the offensive line schematics. They promoted somebody within for offensive line job, but I'm looking at it like, in health. The second thing was health. I'm looking at it like, at the end of the day, with my job on the line, and I had a quarterback playing well last season. Even though he had some health concerns, a broken back 2 years in a row. I think people taking that for granted. So you do have to have a respectable backup. They can't afford to go 3-12 and 1 again or win 3 games. All right, so they do need a quarterback, despite what everybody's saying, and they just think Matthew Stafford is going to continue to be Iron Man. No, you don't get more healthy and more durable as you play longer in the NFL. He had a broken back 2 years ago. Now he had a recurring back injury. They knew that back injury was still there in training camp. That's why he sat out and didn't throw for the 15 days or the 14, 13 days. All right? Acting like Matthew Stafford is okay. I told you guys last offseason was a big mistake for them to come in with 21-time Savage and whoever else they had at quarterback to open up, and David Fields. They need a quarterback. And if you lost your quarterback last year and you did not win a game, how is that not amongst one of the top needs? With a quarterback that's going to a 12th season with 2 broken back injuries, may they be small fractures or big or actual breaks in the bones. All right, how do you feel confident in that position, shoring up that position? People say we need defense, we need to tackle. I mean, at the end of the day, you didn't win a game without Matthew Stafford last season. So don't you think you want to prepare and prep a quarterback to take over for Matthew Stafford? It don't mean because his contract is 2 or 3 more years that he gonna play 2 or 3 more years. This is the same injury he has that ended Tony Romo's career. It's not about his play. It's not just about how pedestrian he been record-wise. People can say it's his fault. It's the organization's fault. You are what your record said it is. No playoff wins. Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill got on the board before him. I don't care what you say. It is what it is. It ain't like he been lighting the world on fire. It ain't like he Tom Brady. Not many are. But if you did not win a game without your quarterback and he been injured 2 years in a row, and I understand he finished the 2018 season out, which is the reason he was injured in 2019 by them not resting him. If you got a guy that got a back injury, let alone fractures in the back, you gotta have a contingency plan. A great contingency plan is not Case Keenum. A contingency plan is not Jameis Winston. It's getting a young quarterback or anteing up to get another young quarterback, like I explained in my other video. That means trading down, acquiring a pick next year, in the process of acquiring additional picks to maybe ante up and go after Trevor Lawrence. I get it. Tua may not be the guy. You may not like Tua. Injury prone, hip issue, ankle issues, need to get stronger. He weak, he might measure in 6'1", 6 feet. I get it. He ain't the short thing. But to prep him behind Matthew Stafford to move down and get a Herbert, or move down and get multiple picks and ante up for a quarterback next year, to get a Jordan Love, to think about other quarterbacks in the process, they have to find a developmental quarterback. Bob Quinn has consistently been a day late, a dollar short. And even if he get fired after next year, he's still gonna be a day late, he still could be a day late, a dollar short, not being here in 2021. All right, they have to find a quarterback that is the future. And I think it's perfect for Tua's situation to sit behind a guy for a year or two, get stronger. And it ain't just about the hip and rehabilitating the ankle. He need to get physically stronger. He need to lift weights. He need to do squats. He need to bench press and build his physical strength up before coming into this league. So he shouldn't be, suited and booted to go for year one. And if he do, I think he gonna have problems because he's not physically strong enough to compete in the NFL yet. Especially for a bad team that don't have an O-line. And it's been talks, trade Tom Brady to New England. Trading Stafford to Tom Brady for New England. No, that's not gonna happen. So they need a young quarterback that's ready to step in, in a year or two. But like I said before, people say, Stafford's stats are great even when we losing and this and that. I'm not saying they are or they is or they not good. All I'm saying is you got to start prepping for a guy to take over. It's 12th year, coming off 2 injury years. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me a 5th or 6th, 7th round draft pick. This is the most important position on the team. But hey, they laid dollars short. Bob Quinn missed a running back rich class a couple years ago with Kamara and a lot of other guys, and he waited and got Kerryon. And first he tried to trade up for Rashad Penny. He's been consistently late. Coming from an organization that, always kept wanting to clip. Jacoby, Hoyer, Mallet, Garoppolo. So he needs to really honestly look at his situation, and they need a plan. Not none of these old quarterbacks. They need somebody that can, if Stafford fumble the ball, he can pick it up, and he gonna be a good quarterback for years to come. So I'm not down with trading Matthew Stafford. You got the perfect situation where a guy like Tua, a guy like Herbert, a guy like Love, or maybe you want to try Josh Rosen, which I'm not in favor of. You could prep him. You could prep them behind Stafford. They can learn the system. Bevel could put a system in play for him. And then when it's time to go, they can hit the ground running. The Aaron Rodgers rule. Aaron Rodgers was able to sit there. They was able to rebuild his mechanics out of Cal. And Cal, they had, Tedford had them hold the ball high to get the ball out quick. They rebuilt his mechanics, got his footwork together, and he became a good quarterback sitting behind Brett Favre for a few years. Why can't Tua do that? Why couldn't Herbert? Why can't Love or any other quarterback that you feel that got promised they can do that? Getting rid of Stafford is not the answer right now. Cap-wise, and then you in a perfect position where they can learn from Stafford. If Bevel can get Driscoll ready in a matter of weeks, if he can get Blog ready for a matter of weeks, imagine what he can do with a young quarterback. Imagine what he can develop him. So that's not the answer. You keep Stafford as long as you can. You know what I'm saying? You start building somebody up behind him. And if Stafford go for another 7 years, you got capital. You know what I'm saying? You can move him. You can move the young quarterback for assets and find you another young quarterback to build up. That's it. But Tua Tagovailoa, whatever his name is, he ain't ready to go in the NFL with the hip injury. That kid is too frail, too small. You know what I'm saying? He's not ready to go. And then you kind of got to switch and for him, you kind of got to switch your O-line around because his blind side would be the right side. So your best pass protector would have to be, on the right side, and your run blocker would have to be on the left side. That's something people ain't talking about neither about him. That he's a left-handed quarterback, so things are going to be flipped around for him. You know what I'm saying? Because, Stafford is orthodox. He's right-handed, so his blind side is the left side. So his best pass blocker should be on the left. Usually the run blocker is on the right. Tua is going to be the opposite. So that may be a problem for the Detroit Lions as well in drafting Tua. Some things got to be a little bit different with a left-hand quarterback and a right. So maybe Herbert the ticket, maybe waiting for Trevor Lawrence is the ticket. So, like I said before, I'm not in favor of getting rid of Stafford right now. But I do think they need a plan behind them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's prepping and that can not put pressure on him, but can learn behind him. And when he ready to move on, they can pick the ball up and this team won't miss a beat. So appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, once again, we on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email as well. All my information is in the description. You want to make a donation, all the information in the description, Cash App, PayPal, whichever one is convenient. If it's something else I can get that's more convenient, let me know. Email me or hit me up in the comment section. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. And let me know what you guys think about the video. We gone.